Welcome back, loyal DCPC listeners. This is Discussion Combustion Podcast, episode 61, coming to you from Denver, Colorado. As always, we got another wicked good conversation for you tonight. We got a New England in the building. We got Sonya. But before we get to that great topic, we got to pay the bills. Today's episode is brought to you by Made Cbd. Head on over to mountainmade.life to stock up on all of your crystal clear CBD products.
Absolutely. Crystal clear is the name of the game with Mountain Made. They are putting out products to help with your CBD needs. They're fit with all of the new regulations that are out there. So if you're a dispensary, you're looking for CBD products for your shelf, mountainmade.life, that's where you'd like to go to preview the awesomeness which is made in Colorado. And we really like Mountain Made for multiple reasons. First of all, they have products that cover your entire day, the build, the boost, the recover. We know all about these things. Kevin, why don't you tell them more?
Tell you this, man, if you're looking to start your day off strong, you take that 50 milligram build, right? You're feeling a little sluggish around noon, you need a little electrolyte, you need a boost, you take that boost. You know, it's that orange magnolia flavor. It's that orange magnesium electrolytes.
Electrolytes, there it is.
That's the key word. Then when you're feeling a little sluggish around, dinner time, a little bit after, you need some rest after your workout, you take that recover. That's that magnolia. Absolutely. And that'll put you a little sleepy, give you some wild dreams. Also, guys, the puff. Mountain Made is running some great deals on the puff through mid-August. Looking at $4 a piece, or if you want to take advantage of a great deal, $20, you get 6 of them.
Absolutely. It's never hurts saving some money. Also, if you're an athlete out there and you'd like to be a brand ambassador, you could join the Mountain Made mob. And they're doing serious things. These people are doing downhills, they're doing crossfitting, staying healthy, putting me to shame. Because, they're lapping everybody. I'm walking on my boot, I'm lapping everyone on the couch, but these guys are lapping me while I'm walking. You can see the ferocious tenacity of these people, man. And it's part of the company, though. It's like this energy. It's that go like hell, #go like hell energy that all this brings. If you have a headache in the morning, if you're tired of feeling anxious throughout the day, honestly, the first product in the lineup is going to handle that. It's a 50 milligram build tablet, and that really does help. Most of the CBD out there is not even close to 50 milligrams for one single dosage. It's like 5 to 10 milligrams. And I think it was like episode 18 that Mike Patchen originally came on, spoke about why he does it the way he does it. It's very educational, highly recommended if you're trying to get over any ailments and are sick of taking ibuprofen or like Advil or even opiates. These things can help.
Great substitutes, guys. And a lot of people say, I take CBD, I don't really feel anything. Like I said last week, it's not about what you feel, it's about what you don't feel. Get a little bit of pain, ease that gain. That's what it's all about. Get yourself in there. It's a little bit of that medicinal purpose. I like it. It helps me sleep at night. It takes away anxiety. I'm a huge fan of these guys. Mountain Made's doing it different. A local Colorado company, shipping nationwide from San Diego to Bangor, Maine. Take advantage of it, guys. The puff, the smokable flower. This is a great product. I haven't tried it yet, but I hear great reviews on it.
It's a CBD flower, so there's minimal THC in it. It is a full spectrum product, but like minimal THC. So it's a nice way to, if you have that oral fixation and you would like something that just kind of calms you down a little bit, the puff is a great product. And like Kevin said, go on to mountainmade.life, check out those specials. That is go like hell.
That's right. Today's episode is also brought to you by Wild Outdoor Adventures. Head on over to WOAMET.com. Sign up for free some great outdoor activities.
Man, Wild Outdoor Adventures, I really love this company, mainly because they're doing what's important. You got to get out. You have to leave the concrete jungle and get into the trees, feel the energy of all that. There's definitely recuperation, and it's like a meditative thing to go on a walk, smell the fresh air, and just feel the world underneath your feet. Like that will revive you. It's something that is so important. I go on walks daily. I wish I could hit the trails more often. And that's the beautiful thing about Wild Outdoor Adventures is you can see everything that they're doing at no charge. And most of the programs, most of the events are no charge as well, unless if there's equipment fees or rentals.
Sure. Yeah, it's an online outdoor activity, commuting. Bringing people together, whether you're a teen, a single, a veteran. They have specific programs in place to bring people together. If you just moved to Colorado, this is a great opportunity for you to connect with others. Get up, see some of these 14ers, see some of these beautiful scenery that Colorado has to offer. And WA really does a great job. If you're a little bit unsure, you can check them out on social media. You can look at some of their YouTube videos and see some of these things that these guys put together. Kevin does a great job organizing all of the events over there at WA. Again, free to sign up. Most of these trips are free. Really not going to cost you much but your time, a little bit of energy.
And if you have questions, there's blogs on the website that is open to anybody. So if you have a question about, hey, I'm thinking of coming to Colorado, what's a couple good trails, or anything along those lines, just create a conversation. Have people who have done it before reply to you. It's a great place.
Really is, man. And that's less dreaming and more exploring, guys. Let's get into this thing. This is episode 61. It's Discussion Combustion. We got Sonya in the building. She's from New England. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's
Absolutely.
good to be here.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm outnumbered today.
Yeah, you got two New Englanders over here. It's gonna be a wicked pissa, as we like to say back home.
A wicked
good time.
A wicked pissa?
A wicked pissa, dude.
A wicked pissa?
Once you get around those New England people, that it kind of comes out.
What does that mean exactly?
It's just that New England lingo.
Yeah.
A wicked piss is like, it's gonna be a hell of a time. Or it was a hell of a time.
Because it feels good to take a wicked piss?
I don't necessarily think.
Is that why? Because it's super relieving?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's that, but yeah, it's just kind of like that saying that, you're going to have a wicked good time, you're going to have wicked piss at. It's just quick and to the point.
Yep,
so.
it is. And so where in New England are you from? Maine?
Yeah, so I was born in Bangor, Maine.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't know they went all the way to Bangor, Maine. Those
Bangor.
sponsors are yours. Yeah, up Bangor.
Bangor.
Yeah, so I'm from that area, in Old Town, right next to University of Maine, Orono. So
Okay.
yeah.
So born and raised in Maine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Been there, yeah. Was there for about 24 years, and then I made the trek out west.
Okay.
So I've been here for, over 5 years now, so.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
It's a lot different out here. It really is than from back home.
I mean, it's definitely beautiful, but yeah, it's so different from what...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the lifestyle, the culture, everything. I grew up in Wolfboro, New Hampshire, and in Lake Winnipesaukee. So,
Oh, yeah.
And I grew up, until I was about 18. I moved out here when I was 18. So I've been out here 12, almost 13 years now.
Holy cow.
So I've kind of adjusted.
Incredible.
Yeah, I've adjusted to that Colorado lifestyle a little bit. But what do you think was what shocked you the most about coming to Colorado from that New England lifestyle?
I mean, obviously, the people, people are nice here and they're great,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's definitely different. Back home, I could, be on the side of the road and my car could be broken down, and within 5 minutes, someone would pull over and help me, just to get me back on the road. Whereas here, it's a little more people, a little more different cultures and just, different energies, I guess. So,
Yeah.
it's just,
Well,
we're in a city too. So.
Colorado, everybody is not from here.
Right.
Like it's
Transplants.
You're from here.
well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like being from here, I know that most people here aren't from here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting because like you get all these different. It's almost like it's like the America of America. It's the melting pot.
It is.
People are coming here, and it's hard to like intermix all these different cultures. But I feel what you're saying. Like you'll be sitting by the road, and like my girlfriend, for example, she got a flat off of Santa Fe like a year ago, and like she called me. It was like at least a 35-minute drive to get down there, and like not a one person stopped to help her. And she's a good-looking female, and like so I come down to help her out, and it's just the smaller towns you get more.
You a little bit of that small town hospitality.
Yeah,
A little bit of
like
that
where
neighborly.
people like
Yeah.
scratch, helping thy neighbor.
Right.
It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying, but we're obviously, like you said, we're in the melting pot. It's kind of a bigger place here, and just like, lots of cultures trying to mix in. So
A lot of people say, like my good buddy Jamie, who owns the studio, he goes, because he just took his first trip to New England about 2 weeks ago. First time he was there, he went to Boston, he saw Southern New Hampshire, and the first thing he said to me was, I get it now, because he's known me for 10 years. He's like, I get it. Because his whole thing is that we're all high-strung, wild, New Englanders have this image about them that is a little bit stereotyped.
Just Northeasterners
it's just
in
that
general, yeah.
attitude. Yeah.
You think that's what it is? I mean, do you think it's like...
Is New York in New England? Sorry.
No, that's Northeast.
Okay, but that feels like...
It isn't, though.
I feel like it kind of gets lumped in with that attitude.
It's that New York and Boston have such a huge rivalry.
Yeah.
For a specific reason.
Yeah,
I'm
so-
assuming you're a huge New England sports fan,
Oh,
right?
I have to be. Yeah, I won't be invited to Thanksgiving. So
Yeah, that's how it is. It's like you're rooting for who? You're not welcome here.
you don't like
know?
Tom Brady? Get the hell out of the house. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
even if he plays for Florida now, is that still? Do you still
Oh yeah,
root
so
for him? Or?
so
No.
we talked about
I'm
this.
a Bill Belichick girl. Sorry.
Are you?
I am, yeah.
I'm the same way.
He's
I
been
am
so good to us.
Believe in BB all the way.
Yeah.
I'm rocking that
Believe in
Pat's hat
BB.
tonight.
You gotta. Yeah.
Um,
I know. I should have brought mine. I'm envious.
we got to move on. It's Cam Newton now.
I know, and so we're gonna rep him hard. He's gonna bring it home for us, and that's as
That's the
long
New
as
England
Billy's
mentality.
there.
Yeah, that's the mentality. We have to move on.
Brady would play the Broncos with ferocity, but I feel like Cam got his feelings hurt in Super Bowl 50, and I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that. So now when you're playing Denver, y'all are going to have an issue. You've always had an issue with Denver, but now it's going to be a bigger issue.
We'll see. I think we do play you guys this year.
I hope so.
I think it's in
It happens every couple of years, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
I think we're back in Foxborough this year for that game, but I could be wrong. I got to look at the schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. People are asking me, are you F Tom Brady, this and that? What do you feel about him going to Tampa?
I mean, I think that Thomas just was kind of, sick of the, old same song and dance, and I know that they had great success together, but again, he was in, New England for how many years?
20 years.
So I think
It's a
it's
long
time.
time.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to kind of, have a fresh, breath of air, and I think this will probably be good for him and Gronk, but.
And
He comes out of retirement, he's like, that's my boy, throw me the ball.
I know, as long as Edelman doesn't go there, I was going to be pissed.
I know. I'm glad.
Edelman's badass.
Edelman is a badass. He's tough as nails, man.
Oh, I know, and he
You
owns a
can't
bunch of
deny it.
restaurants. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
Have you eaten at his restaurants?
no, but I have a couple girlfriends that work there in Boston, and they just do, wildly successful, in the
Sure.
nights there. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been a
Yeah.
big Jules fan for a while. When he did that amazing catch in the Super Bowl against the Falcons, I know they were kind of joking around that they should start a restaurant called Edelman's Catch, for that amazing catch that he did.
And they serve seafood?
I mean, it'd be brilliant.
That
I'd
would be
go
that
there.
would be brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'd be there.
I mean, I see it already.
Yeah, it would totally work out. So I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting football year. I mean, 6 of the Pats have already opted out of the season.
Yeah, just because of
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a lot more players probably as we get a little bit closer, but it's just going to be a really unique year it's already been unique. NASCAR, MLB, the way these guys are doing it. It's going to be interesting to see how the NFL operates. Is there going to be fans in the stands? Are they going to be pumping crowd noise in, which has already been made illegal in the league?
Dude, they're gonna change some of the rules, just like how you couldn't get booze to go from restaurants. They changed the rule,
I mean, you might have to.
Yeah, I know. I'm serving them. So.
Are you?
Yeah, I bartend and serve downtown.
Oh, really?
Union Station. Yeah. So,
okay.
Oh, yeah. So if people come in and they're in a rush, I'm like, put a lid on it and let's go.
Yeah.
Bring it on the train, whatever you need to do.
Keep
It's
that
turned
income
into-
coming in.
I want, if I can get a payment, somehow and get my bills
Absolutely.
paid, that'd be great. So.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
So like, I mean, it's kind of like an old subject, just because we've been talking about it for over 5 months. But how have you personally been dealing with COVID? You probably were out of work for a little bit, I'm guessing, if you're doing serving or.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Once, actually, so I was actually almost a little bit sick around COVID, and I actually thought I had COVID. And so I called my boss that day. It was like March 16th or whatever it was, right before quarantine. And he was like, man, I think I got the COVID. Like, I got to get tested, da-da-da-da. I go in there, get tested. I come back. I have one of the coronaviruses. It's just the common cold, though. And then, so I came back to work that day. They said, yep, we're going to shut down. And then I left 2 hours later and just went back to work June 15th. So about 3 months later.
Wow.
So you took a little bit of a hiatus.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, yeah, we went to some family members' house in Idaho and just kind of quarantined there. And it was actually really great. Obviously, not being at work has not been beneficial, but otherwise just tried to take advantage of it as much as I could.
Sure.
So.
Were you able to get unemployment and things of that nature?
I got unemployment, yeah,
That's
and I
good.
saved really well, which was good because it doesn't happen too often in my life. but I just try to take the best of it, and try to be safe and obviously wear a friggin' mask. Just
We've
get it
gotten
over
some
with.
heat on this show because I'll be like telling people just put on a mask. It's not that difficult. And like we got some heat saying that we're sheep and yada yada.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
There's a lot of pushback
it's
on it.
mostly just for other people.
I'm okay
man.
with that. Yeah, I'm okay with the heat.
I've gotten so
yeah.
used to, I have to, because I work in the grocery biz. So
You're essential then, yes.
Yeah. We've been out there since day one.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were one of the first people to have to put on a mask. So for me, it's just become second nature. It doesn't seem like a burden. I mean, sure, I can't breathe in it. Everybody's complaining about that, right? They're getting hot. It's uncomfortable. There's all that.
It must be tougher for women though because they wear makeup.
That's true.
And it probably messes up makeup.
Oh, I don't even mess with that. I just do, I do from the top up and just call it a day. So, otherwise, it's just kind of a pain because it'll, end up melting off your face.
Yeah.
And yeah, I tried doing that once and I just said, screw it. Like if you're going to have a problem with me not wearing makeup, then maybe you shouldn't be here, with me serving you drinks. So.
Yeah, that seems fair. So what has that been like though because I haven't been to I've been to a restaurant, but I haven't been to a bar per se since the Corvid, as I like to call it.
The Corvid.
Yeah, what's that kind of looking like? Like people coming in, are they wearing masks? Are they just ready to get back to partying? I mean, what's it looking like?
Honestly, I mean, people have been like extremely nice. Like I was expecting people to tell me to go F myself and, say this is bullshit and whatever. But people have been extremely, understanding. They wear their masks, and they just are saying thank you a lot, tipping very well, which I'm very grateful for.
I've been tipping heavy on like DoorDashes.
Oh,
and
me
stuff.
too.
Oh yeah, anything. Yeah, when I was getting, to-goes and Chinese food and whatnot, I'm like, let's put 10 on 20. They got to survive too. So,
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's just kind of odd, having the mask there. But a
Right.
lot of people really understand that, you're doing it for the greater good. Especially if someone's at risk. I wouldn't want to get them sick.
Sure.
And that would be, just horrible to have on my conscience. So, but other than that, I mean, just besides like, that kind of like barrier between you and guests, it's pretty much the same, same song and dance. You just kind of go in and people want to get served. They're sick of doing dishes. They want to have an actual cocktail made for them. And I'm happy to shake it for them.
Oh,
shake
yeah.
the cocktail.
The Starbucks opened close to us recently, which is like walking distance from my place. And my girl and I, we're probably spending like around $150. Like I did the math, like $6 a day for
On coffee?
Yeah, for 2 iced coffees a day. 30. It's like $120 a month. If we spend $10 a day, and we're not going every day, but that's like $300 a month if we both get ventis. And it's like we were making coffee at home for so long. It's like people are totally feeling that, where it's like, man, it feels good to just kind of get back to the new normal,
Yeah.
but for places to be open. So I really want to preach this, like what you said, it's more for other people. Like let's take the right precautions to help other people feel comfortable. And this virus has to run its course. Like, but if we could slow it down enough to help the medical staff be prepared, then I feel like that's worth wearing a mask, or that's worth keeping, someone's walking towards you on the sidewalk, you cut in the street. Like, it's worth that.
Well, I mean, wasn't that the whole point of the quarantine originally? The whole shutdown happened so that we could build up enough resources, give the hospitals the tool that they need, build additional tents, what have you, to prepare for the pandemic, essentially. Wasn't that why we kind of all sheltered in place? I mean,
Yes.
Wasn't that the idea?
I thought so.
Well,
And
to,
it just
to slow it down, to stop,
to slow the spread, yeah.
But you slow it down in order to fulfill the medical needs.
I still feel like it's just going to have to run its course through humanity,
Yeah.
as bad as it is. I mean, I don't know what we can do, other than wear our masks, take our precautions with sanitizers, all that kind of stuff. What else can we really do, to slow the spread? I mean, until there's a vaccine, and even so, I said last week and the week before, I will not be getting it. I don't believe in it.
So Eric
Just a lot
talked.
of
Eric,
side
Eric,
effects.
Eric
Yeah.
talked
Yeah.
to me about that afterwards, and he may have swayed my opinion a little bit. Eric's my brother.
Oh, nice.
And like the amount of phases that it has to go through before it's released to the public.
It's-
like
yeah.
It's a lot of trials.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Pfizer
So, I
and
mean,
Oxford are
you
leading
could-
the race right now.
probably trust it to a certain extent.
Sure.
It's I say it like that for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know.
I'm not going to knock it, but yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be getting. I mean, I think probably 70 to 80% of Americans probably will. Would be my guess. Somewhere around the range of people that get flu shots. I don't get those either.
I don't either, so that makes sense. Yeah.
I'd rather, if it's going to hit me, it's going to hit me kind of thing. I'm already out in the field. I certainly don't want to give it to other people. I'm not saying that, but I don't feel like I'm going to get the vaccine because I feel like if it is a situation where they've said COVID now you can get it again, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's cases where people have had it twice now. How is that any different than the seasonal flu? Granted, the flu strains are different year to year.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're getting a flu shot each year for that strain, is COVID going to continue to mutate and you can continue to get it
Yes.
year after year? How is that one vaccine going to?
It won't.
You're going to be good forever.
Yeah, it's not gonna do the trick forever.
Right.
Might be for temporary purposes, but
But it is. I think it is going to be what the general public needs to get back. I don't think we go back to normal. I really don't. I think
It's
things
never
are going to
go
be
back to the way it was. It's
Yeah.
never going to go back.
But that vaccine is going to be the game changer. Once it's announced, I think we do start to see a little bit more normalcy.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see masks for the next 3 years. Social events
Oh,
are going to be very
100%.
awkward. I was
oh,
listening
you
to some.
forget Red Rocks.
I know.
I went to two
That's such
weddings.
a. It's a bummer.
I know.
I went to 2 weddings in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, how was
and,
it?
It was interesting, because they're smaller weddings, and everyone kind of keeps their distance, even during the dance part. But like a trend that I've noticed is that, as the night goes on and people have drinks and begin to relax, it's the masks kind of come off a little bit. And so, if in any event, like, you have to just realize that there's a little bit of risk right now, because I've said this multiple times, but I've become kind of lackadaisical with COVID's happening and blah, blah, blah. And like, you kind of just are like, I'm going to still go, but like, it still needs to be taken seriously. You know?
It does.
I 100% believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tough because everybody's so eager to get back to some of these events. It's been, 5 months now?
Yeah.
Since this hit. Mm-hmm. And, Bandimere got hit with some stuff for having some outdoor racing. And anytime there's a concert now, there's like lawsuits coming about it. It's just wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
they had like the chain smokers event. And people
that's
were
what it
supposed
was.
to be like, practicing social distancing, and then everyone's just side by side in the crowd, like 15,000 people.
Yeah. But what's interesting is like, are we seeing an increase from those kind of events? It's with all the protests happening and
I think so.
And the rallies and stuff. Is the spike coming from that? Because you look at the hot spots, Arizona, Texas, Florida. Is it a direct cause of those people gathering for outdoor events?
I mean, it's probably a little bit of that, but then also that there's more testing available, so more people are getting tested.
Right.
And it's just showing the true numbers.
Yeah.
So you used to do radio. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, I was going to school, for communications and radio broadcasting, actually back in Maine at Southern Maine Community College. And I really was enjoying it. It actually kind of prompted me. The reason why I got into it was because I'm not sure if you're from New England, so you might have heard them. This show called Free Beer and Hot Wings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like based out of Michigan, and they do like news reporting basically, and it's like more of like a joke because half of the stuff is just insane
Free
stories.
beer and hot wings. I haven't heard that in a minute, yeah.
I know, and so I was obsessed with them, and they were so funny, and they actually had a show they came to in Maine, and you'd go to like this little soccer field like inside event, and they had like beer serving at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I had a few, and they, wanted some guests to come up. And so, my boyfriend at the time's rallying me to go up on there, and I have, a pretty distinct voice. And so I was talking to them, and they say, do you do sex hotlines or anything? What are you doing? You should be on the radio. You got a great voice. And just kind of gave me the prompt that I thought it might be fun to do.
Yeah.
And this radio, little local radio place in Maine wanted to have me. They just didn't have a spot available. And I really wanted to get into it. And I was on my way to graduating, but just wasn't really feasible. My dad was sick at the time, and that's actually what prompted me to move to Colorado. Is I wanted to learn more about CBD and kind of the health benefits of cannabis, because he got hit by what do you call it? Stung by like a little tick, and so he got Lyme disease.
Oh, yeah, the deer tick, or
yeah.
I think it's a deer tick that carry those.
Exactly, yeah, and so it just totally just kills your immune system at that point. And I was really interested in what cannabis could do for my father. And that's
What have you determined?
Gain strength or?
So he actually got he used to be a marine mechanic, and he got cut while he was working. And since his immune system was so destroyed at that point, one cut just kind of turned into another thing. And eventually his skin was eating itself, and he passed away in February later that year. But but no, I mean, it was a good, obviously, I mean, I don't want him to be sick, but it definitely pushed me to kind of go outside of my comfort zone. And see what else is there to offer. So
for sure. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Sorry for your loss.
Yeah, absolutely. That's tough. I mean, Kevin and I were kind of talking in our Patreon pre-show a little bit about just how life is. I mean, it comes and goes so quick, and you never really know where your door is to exit. So it's like you just gotta appreciate your days. Appreciate the moments of the days that you have, and because it's also I mean, this kind of sounds like a stoner thing, but the fact that we could even talk, understand, and speak back takes so many neurotransmissions. It's billions between our three brains and all the listeners. There's so many things happening that it's almost a miracle that we can communicate with each other. So it's pretty precious. All of it's pretty precious. So what kept you in Colorado then? What kept you out here?
I mean, the weather's amazing, first of all. I mean, being from New England, as you know, winters are wicked hard. Wicked hot. In New England,
wicked hot.
No, definitely. There was actually one time in college where it snowed overnight, 36 inches, so I had to shovel my way out of my door just to get to school, because of course they're not going to cancel it.
Oh, no, not New England.
No, you're fine to drive, so get over here. Yeah, the weather here is incredible. Winters are extremely mild. I do love to snowboard, and so the Rockies are in my backyard as opposed to going back home and falling on the ice is definitely a perk. I just, like I said, I got out of my comfort zone, and it kind of pushed me to see what else is available to me. What other opportunities do I have? Because a lot of things you don't just get to see in Maine or have those opportunities. It doesn't really come as easily as as you could be out here instead. So
sure.
So it's been great so far. I mean, I can't complain. I'm not moving back anytime soon. I love to visit. I'm actually going in a couple weeks to visit my grandma, but otherwise, it's just so many reasons to stay out here.
Yeah. Colorado's it's a fun state. I really have grown to love it, and it's probably going to be my home for at least a short while.
Yeah.
I don't see myself going back to New England to live. I certainly like to visit, but just great. I was so fortunate to grow up there. I love the old school.
Very grateful.
Just that old school, mentality of growing up, drinking good beers back there, eating some good seafood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the one thing. If there was an ocean next to Colorado, I would never leave.
See, that's the thing, is we're landlocked here. That's probably the thing I miss the most, is just being on the water, for sure. And I grew up on Lake Winnipesaukee, which is one of the most beautiful lakes.
Like the bodies of water.
Oh, yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah.
Most bodies of water and Colorado are reservoirs. Like they're man-made.
Exactly,
natural. You don't get that spring-fed beauties like you do back in New England.
Yeah.
See, I would appreciate that. So I'm gonna bring this out there because it kind of relates. I had a would you rather, and this is a good segue to what we're talking about. So if you had to pick one, you could only pick one for the rest of your life. Would it be a day on the beach or a day in the backwoods, like heavily wooded or a beachy area?
Oh, I mean, I like the beach. It's fun, but I'm a woods girl. Yeah, I grew up in a town called Greenbush, Maine. So I'm definitely well acquainted with the woods. I like to, go camping. I'm not much of a hunter. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just not that patient. So I'll go duck hunting for sure. And I think I could survive if I had to, but I would not be sitting up in a tree stand for 8 hours hoping to get a deer and then coming home with
Where
nothing.
do they use the restroom? Because doesn't that do they bring bottles with them? Because wouldn't you peeing throw the animals off that they'd smell that? So what do they do up there?
What, a duck blind?
Yeah, what do they do? Like if they have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, like if you're sitting up in a tree stand, drinking
for
beer at
8 hours,
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Then
Where
I don't know.
go?
I just know they put urine from a deer on them because that attracts them. But otherwise, I don't know about your own urine.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I'd say you bottle it.
You probably want to. You want to not be putting it out there in Mother Nature.
Yeah.
You'd be attracting them urchins. Them land urchins, so.
And I know I pee too much, so I probably couldn't hang. So I know I just drink a lot of water. I think just because I'm used to being, sea level, and I come to Colorado,
dry
and then
out.
They're like, make sure you drink water. I think I just had that mentality, and it just kind of keeps going. So hopefully I'm, well quenched.
So I try to stay hydrated.
That's important.
I'm constantly thirsty though. I mean, not just for water, for success at the job, for progression with the pod. You got to stay thirsty, my friends.
Staying hydrated is important. I drink too much beer, so I have to counterbalance that with water.
Yeah.
But to answer the would you rather, I think that's a tough one, man, because, again, growing up on the lakes, growing up in the New Hampshire area, Hampton Beach, some beautiful areas. But I was also, a lot of people get confused. I tell them from the backwoods. It's very woodsy in New England.
Oh, yeah.
Very woodsy, like you'd mentioned. And I do love that part of it, for sure.
Yeah.
But there's something about the ocean I love.
Yeah, the ocean is great. It's just something so peaceful about it. Yeah, absolutely. Once you're just sitting at the edge, and you're just kind of looking out beyond the horizon.
You can just feel that energy, that earth, the earth, the Mother Nature earth.
That maritime trade route.
Yeah, it's amazing. So as much as I love the woods, that's probably where my heart lies. I love the ocean, so that's a tough one for me.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to go with the water.
Going water.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I'm definitely
what about you?
I'm definitely like a trees guy. I'm not going to deny the power of the ocean. How magnificent it is. When I look at the ocean, I believe that's where life began. That's a beautiful thing to look at and appreciate. But at the same time, life wouldn't exist without the trees and without plants, because that creates oxygen, that creates ecosystems. You know, so both have like these very strong energies that, you know, pull people towards them. But I'm definitely leaning toward the tree life. You know, I like being in the trees, like being surrounded, you know, because to get surrounded by the ocean, I'm at risk of drowning. But being
Getting
surrounded,
sucked in or something.
yeah, being surrounded by the trees, I'm at risk of really enjoying my time.
Yeah.
Shitty.
Earth was always like the trees. I remember when I first met this guy, he's like, one of my favorite things to do is just go out there and look at the trees. And I was like, oh, I know I'm in Colorado now because I'm dealing with these
There's a
hippies.
there's a reason. There's a reason behind this.
No, I mean,
Colorado Wick game.
There's attractive. Everything gives off an attractor field, whether if it's a conversation, a smell, a sight, an environment. Like there's positive and negative attractor fields, and because trees take carbon dioxide, turn it into oxygen, and they're essential for life on this planet. Literally, if you're stressed out, and you take a moment and just look at a tree and appreciate it for what it does for life on this planet, it's gonna help level you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those. It is kind of hippie. I'm not gonna.
I was gonna say if I smoke a joint and then do that, I'll probably be really good. So yeah.
It was funny. My girlfriend, she told me about this, and you're never gonna guess it, but if you eat a banana outside in the sunlight, it will make you happier.
I like your girlfriend. I like the sounds of her. Yeah, she's got a good insight.
And we've done this a couple times, like because we eat bananas, we buy the bushel a week, you know. And is it a bushel of bananas?
I think it's whatever you want it to be.
And,
yeah, it's gonna be one today.
And so yeah, we'll just go and eat that outside. And honestly, it kind of feels right. You know, you kind of get that feeling.
I won't knock it till I try it.
Yeah, I haven't pounded the paint with that. So eating a banana outdoors in the sunlight is going to make me happy?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it's like, full of potassium, but yeah, I was curious about the science behind that.
You're getting the vitamin D, you're getting the potassium, you're fulfilling your need to have substance, and it's usually a beautiful day when you're eating a banana outside.
It's usually not like a snowstorm when you're eating a banana outside, so that's fair.
I'll test it during the wintertime too.
Let me know, yeah.
Maybe it turns into like a banana obstacle.
Banana obstacle.
Ooh, it could be like a frozen,
Yeah.
Frozen
definitely.
banana.
I've definitely done that. But
Really?
not, yeah, oh yeah, it's super good.
Frozen bananas?
Oh, super good, yeah. I mean,
Like
not like all the way frozen, but like put them in there for a half hour and get them out. It kind of has that like crunchy, like, exterior, but it's still soft in the inside. Ugh, I know, I want
do
a
that
banana
with
now.
chocolate. I do that with chocolate.
Wow.
I've never tried that with a banana.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's really good, yeah.
I'm going to have to expand my fruit horizons.
Yeah, you start freezing the crap out of them.
Freezing my nanners. Might have to do that.
Yeah. See
Give
how it
them a
goes.
little freeze. So we got two more would you rather's here. Since you're from Bangor,
Yeah,
up
Bangor.
up in that
Banger.
Bangor,
Banger.
Banga,
Banga.
Fun town.
Yeah.
Would you
You
rather
want to get arrested.
would you rather eat lobster or scallops? Like you can only pick one.
Oh, man.
It's a tough one.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, I love them both. I think I'm just Did you say scallops? Did you pronounce them scallops?
Scallops?
Oh, in Maine we call them scallops.
Scallops?
Scallops.
Squallops.
So
Yeah, it's more like a
do you say
swirl,
lobster or is it lobster?
It's
Lobster.
lobster.
It's lobster.
So
Yeah, lobster.
would you prefer, if you had to choose, to only have lobster or scallops? Did I do it right?
Yeah, that was pretty
Oh,
good.
that was
Nice,
good. I'm actually
nice.
pretty proud of you for that. Yeah, I would have to. I mean, a lobster roll is so iconic, right?
Oh, it's
You
good.
think of Maine, you're like lobster roll. You got all the pieces in there with the claws and what have you. But scallops, man, you got to do it. U5s, those big son of a bitches. Oh, they're the best to go. That's the best way.
They're delicious.
So you're going scallop?
I am. I'm going for sure. Yeah, just a little pan seared on each side. Still a little bit like, almost like a medium in the center.
Nice.
It's
I know, I'm
tremendous.
ready.
It's tremendous. So I had a shellfish allergy growing up in New England.
Oh, gee,
So-
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was actually-
That's so unfortunate.
I know, it sucked. It was the 98 Super Bowl with the Broncos and I think the Packers. I was eating shrimp with Dad, sitting there, and I said, Dad, my gums are itchy. Shit started swelling up.
Oh my gosh, look at a lip job probably.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. And that's when I knew I had a shellfish allergy. So I kind of, at that point, steered away from it. But steamers, scallops, lobster, it's an icon of where we're from.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Do you even know what steamers are?
No.
I think it's kind of like a New England
Should I
term.
guess?
It is.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
guess?
take a
Yeah,
guess.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. A steamer is it's like like your shrimp. It's like a shrimp boil.
Nope. That was a good guess.
That was a good guess. Yeah, very fair. Because you wouldn't. Yeah. How
Okay.
would you
Okay.
know?
A steamer is steamed crab.
No.
You're almost there, but not quite.
Okay. So it's steamed lobster.
Think New England, but not lobster. You know, they're like andarasi.
What, crab?
No, not crab.
What, the clams?
You're getting warmer.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting colder here.
Yeah, it's basically like it's a cross between a mussel and a clam is basically why I see a steamer, or steamer as we say.
Yeah, wicked steamer.
Dad and I used to go to the seafood market and we'd get like a bag of them. You carry them home. You steam them up.
But what is it
and then
exactly?
the shell would open.
Well, you steam them, and that's why they're called steamers.
Yeah,
But it's like a clam. It's a clam. Like what are you steaming?
It's like as if a mussel and a clam had a baby.
Right, and that's it's like a
But
cross
what is
between
it
the two.
Mostly
called?
like the belly is like
It's a
what you
steamer.
want. Yeah, and you can have fried steamers.
You go, yep.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to enjoy a steamer.
So is that a scallop or a or
No.
is that a?
It's a different type of seafood.
It's a different. Yeah, I was gonna say
Dude,
seafood, but
what
not the
is
same
it?
species.
Scientists don't call it a steamer.
Steamer.
Steamer. What is it called? What is the animal called?
Again, it's a cross between a
As
clam.
long as Robert Kraft calls it steamer, that's all that matters.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
If I
Next
look up
time you-
steamer in there, hopefully I don't see a raging poop.
Yeah, I mean it's like a mussel and a clam.
Look up
basically.
that.
You'll see it on a menu. Like when you bring your girlfriend to New England, you
Uh-huh.
open it up and it'll say steamers, market price,
Yep,
Okay.
and they're delicious.
and they're incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, with a big old thing of butter on the side.
Oh
Ugh,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, they got
so
this
hungry.
big gray neck that sticks out the side of the clam, and you basically pull it out of the shell. You dip it in that butter. Down the
but
hatch it
don't
goes.
eat the little skin. It looks almost like foreskin, and you can't.
Uh-huh.
You want to avoid that.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah.
You want to. Yeah.
and sometimes it's gritty. When you bite into the belly, you're gonna get a little bit of that, almost like sand crunch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that bad for your teeth?
I don't know, probably, but
It's worth it.
it's good.
Yeah,
worth it.
I would definitely do it.
So have you guys? Because we have a friend from Nolans.
New Orleans.
Do y'all ever have you ever had crawfish?
I've had crawfish, yes. I've never
Yeah.
been to Nolans, but
a fun town.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. I'd love to go. Like I said, I bartend, so I'm all about classic cocktails down there in the French Quarter, with all that stuff. And so I haven't had it down there, but I'd definitely be down to do it again. I love crawfish.
So are you considered a mixologist then? Like,
I
you
wouldn't say that I'm a mixologist. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like your standard, I know like classic cocktails, but I wouldn't be able, if you guys came in and were like, I want something sweet and flirty and fun, I would just pour you a Cosmo and tell you to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Because I actually worked at the Cruise Room in downtown Denver, which is actually like one of the oldest bars in Denver. It's modeled after the Queen Mary. And this guy I worked with, Aaron, was just the craziest mixologist I've ever met in my entire life. And he's kind of where I learned, just the basics. But if you wanted to go in there and you're like, man, I've had a hard day at work, I want something with scotch, but it's bitter, like he'd make you an actual cocktail and you would be super satisfied with it. I'll just say I'm kind of like your, middle of the road girl. I'm beyond Jack and Cokes, but I'm not going to be making you fun and flirty drinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know,
think
but
that's fair.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fun and flirty drinks for me, most of them give me a little bit of heartburn.
They're too flirty. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sweet. I don't like sweet drinks. Sweet alcohol doesn't work for me. It's not a good thing.
No.
But a little bit of that, maybe a Cape Cod cranberry or a Long Island iced tea if we're going to take it back
Oh,
home.
Long Island iced tea, that just makes me feel like I'm losing my breath.
Oh,
Really?
God.
I mean, I have like a react, like it's weird, cheaper liquor, like it just makes me.
You get that Asian
I
flush.
get flushed. I lose my
I do-
breath, and
Do you?
I'd just rather not even drink.
Yeah, I'm not Asian, but I'm Native American, and that's
Okay.
why it's like a common thing is when you have, especially alcohol or liquor for that matter. The face gets red, the chest is, exposed. I'm sure you understand how that goes. So, yeah.
Get real hot. Is that motivation for your tattoo? Is some of your heritage?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I'm Native American, and my name Sonya is derived from the name Sophie, which in Greek means wisdom of the wise one.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so yeah, I'm of course my dad's Greek and what have you, so I like to have that culture in there. And so I got Athena.
Have you turn a little
Yeah,
bit more?
you can,
Yeah, show the camera. That
you
looks
just-
cool.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I actually got it done from a chick named Cindy in Maine, and yeah.
Scooch over just a bit
Just a
more.
bit?
There you go.
The mic
there
is
it is.
covering it. There it is.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow, yeah,
Here
that's
a
she
nice
is.
piece.
Yeah, thank you. So I got Athena, the goddess of wisdom and war, in a headdress because she was always trying to conceal her identity, and go out into battle and prove herself. And I just thought that was a really badass chick to look up to.
Wow.
And I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
her on me, so.
Cindy and Maine did a pretty good job with the
Didn't
art, it
they,
looks
like
like.
Athena, warrior princess? Isn't that like a movie? It came out-
Maybe. I should know this, but I don't.
I think it was like an animated kind of movie that,
That might
looked
be it
realistic.
then. I just like, the idea of her, and I thought that it was like really cool for women, especially, especially back then, so
Yeah.
just to kind of.
I mean, I think the Native American culture is probably. how they're. So when I did anthropology in college, like where it's the study of humanity, of humans, and the teacher was Native American, and it was very interesting to hear this guy's perspectives and how the Native American cultures would, like, you would, thank your table, you'd thank your mic stand, everything had an energy.
Like a ritual beforehand, even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was just appreciation, and I think about that lifestyle of like living off the land and being one with it, and not wasting any of the kill and things of that nature. And it just it like kind of calls to me a little bit, because it just seems like, I mean, I'm sure like there was hard times on the tribes before the Europeans came, for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
But it's just something about that time, that era of being one with nature, and I just wonder, like, how good did those people feel like compared to people who are stuck in front of screens nowadays and think like where we're like so plugged in all the time, like were they happier? Did they live longer than us? Did they have less health issues?
I think they had definitely, yeah. I think showing appreciation and showing gratitude towards those things. I mean, especially because, Native Americans would, go out and, for hunting and kill something, but they would take the whole, the whole animal and take advantage of that. They'd have the skin for, clothes or whatnot, or blankets, and then they'd have the meat and use the bones for, tools and what have you. So I think it's just a little bit more appreciation than, say as the kids nowadays, where they're behind a screen and they're just don't realize, how far some people go, like their parents or what have you, to, provide that for them. I think it's just, they have a whole different appreciation. I think that a lot of this culture nowadays is kind of lacking that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think a lot of cultures these days are lacking a lot of things. We've lost touch with so many of those roots with a lot of different cultures. I feel like everything is just so. I was listening to a study earlier about social media and the impact it's had on people's happiness, and it was indicated that people that spend 30 minutes to an hour per day on social media are generally okay. They're about a 7 to 8 happiness on a 1 to 10 scale. People that spend over an hour to 2 hours a day on social media, it starts to plummet the other way.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy when we look at modern society and the impact that has on a lot of people.
I mean, I agree. Occasionally I'll go on a Reddit binge, and I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on IG. Like, I kind of separated myself from all that stuff a while ago and just never saw the benefit of going back. But it's still fun to scroll.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I do the Reddit. And
the threads there are sometimes pretty wild.
It's interesting, but I've noticed, like, yeah, it's kind of fun to do it for a little bit of time, but there was a point in time actually when Old School was on where I was like, dude, I'm kicking this.
I remember that.
Like,
yep.
I'm done with it. It's a waste of my time and energy, and I still think that today. Whenever I'm on there, I like kind of scroll for a couple minutes. I'm like, all this is trivial. Like, I could be doing better things. So like, I totally everything and anything in moderation. Like, if you booze too hard, it's not going to be good for you. Have a couple drinks, enjoy your time. That's not so bad. You smoke chronic all day long from dusk till dawn. Like, that's not good for you. You have a little puff here and there. Like, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Like, you work out constantly, it's going to be horrible for your joints. You do some moderate workout. You guys are getting the point. It's like, it's just one of those things where, like, the overdoing it, like, truly does take a toll.
Sure.
And I've felt kind of depressed, like I need to do something with my, like, you scroll for 3 hours and then you're just sitting there like, I got to do something with my day.
Oh, yeah.
Almost like comparing your life to someone else's, and I think it's kind of unfair to do that.
Yeah.
Especially because some people may have more than you have, or sometimes they may have less than what you have. And I think just like the scrolling is kind of what creates that, that idea in your mind.
It does, yeah. And a lot of people are doing different things, and some of it's fake, and you're seeing, people maybe aren't doing so well, but they're looking for a little bit of validation with their life, so they're putting things out there, and, it's a different story for everybody. But again, I mean, everything in moderation, I agree with that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah,
For
like
sure.
you said, if you're working out all the time, your knees are going to be busted. I know I need to take it easy with my knee because I have a cute little
You got a
scar
scar
right
there,
here.
yeah.
So,
What'd you do?
Yeah, I actually was riding my bike in downtown Denver going to work, and I just went over the handlebars at about 30 miles
Did
an
you
hour.
front brake it?
Ooh.
I'll be honest on your show. I had a little, like, almost like a little thing that was like, I don't even know what you would call it. It was part of the bike, like, front wheel that was coming apart, and it was pissing me off. And so I kicked the front wheel like an intelligent human
While
being
you were
does.
going?
While I was going 30 miles an hour, which was really intelligent. And went over the handlebars going 30 miles an hour in front of like 5 p.m. traffic, of course. So I'm like, damn it, I bailed so bad
Oh.
trying to get back up off the ground. And then, I couldn't, looked over and my kneecap was in the left field. So,
no.
Yeah, about 3
Yeah.
shots of fentanyl later, I was still very, very sober at the hospital.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah. So I actually ended up fracturing the patella bone, which is your kneecap.
Ooh.
And then I had to get the patella tendon repaired, which is just the little tendon that keeps your knee connected to the rest of your leg. And so, yeah, so I know all about trying to keep it, somewhat PG when you're working out. Can't go too much
Damn.
overboard. So
That sounds gnarly.
I don't know enough about that right now because I am now wearing extra large undies and extra large shirts, and I used to feel comfortable in larges. And like I'm just putting it out there because I feel like if I put my own insecurities out on the stage, then they won't bother me as much. But I know there's a lot of us out there that are struggling with this C19 weight gain. And I know we can overcome this. So Sober October's coming.
We need
and
it.
it's,
yeah, I'll be there.
we have
do
to
it?
yeah,
do this.
yeah, I love Rogan. I'm like all about their Sober October podcast. So yeah, I'll be there. I'll
yeah.
participate as well.
Yep.
We're gonna come up with some type of challenge. I think that my ankle will be good enough to bike.
I hope you're going to be good enough. Last year
You
we
know?
did a fitness challenge, and our Mountain Maid did a great giveaway for the winner.
Oh, fun.
So that was fun. And then we're trying to figure out. We're thinking about maybe doing bicycling this year.
Wait, so you're from the Northeast. How do you say bicycling?
Bicycling.
I say bicycling, and the guys give me a hard time.
Okay.
It's
that's
a
all right.
running joke.
It is a running joke.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
you
you're
there.
bicycling. Whatever you need
Yep,
to do.
I like to do bicycling because it's a bicycle. You know.
What
we've
happened to your-
explained this.
What happened to your ankle?
So I went to Oregon because we're working from home. So we were like, hey, when can we take a trip and not have to take time off and go see another place? So we're like, yeah, let's go to the Northwest. And going into the Airbnb, the very first night, I'm carrying luggage, and there's like 4 or 5 steps. The last step is further down than the other steps, and a drainage step, so it's sloped.
Oh, jeez.
And it was dark, and I was carrying 2 heavy bags and a backpack and my weight, and I came down on that slope, and it was a re-injury. It's been injured before, and it's been like, and I was stupid because I wore the boot for the first week while we were in Oregon, and when we got back to Colorado, I was like, okay, I could put weight on it. Like, I'm just gonna stop wearing the boot, and so I stopped wearing it for 2 weeks, and I was like starting to go on walks and like try to walk a mile or something to try to take some of this off that I'm putting on, and God, the injury was so bad it was like bruised everywhere. It's still like it's messed up, but so I went to my girlfriend's sister's wedding and wore dress shoes on both feet that night, and by the end of the night it was hurting so bad, and so I've been wearing the boot for 2 weeks. I'm going to wear it for another week before I go in and see a physical therapist because I feel like it just needs to be set. I need to just keep it set. So I messed up by taking the boot off early, and that's what happened is I came down super hard with carrying all this extra weight plus my body weight. And
Then you felt good and you took it off, and then
yeah,
There you
well,
are.
I mean, it didn't really feel good, but I just was in that mentality like, I'm gonna walk this off.
Oh,
And,
okay.
like let me, I can do this. I can handle this. And no, I couldn't. So I'm wearing the boot again, and I'm thankful to be able to move around and walk. Because like that first week, like the first 3 days, like I was very immobilized. Like it hurt to put weight on. Like I cried the first night. Like the injury happened, and I was like, I really got to go to the bathroom. And I tried to walk on it, and the pain was so bad. I was like crying, and like when we went to go see the person the next day, that the emergency room or whatever, they touched it, and it like hurt so bad I cried. Like I have never had a pain that made me like shake. So that's
pretty gnarly, man.
that's what happened to it. It's still tender. Like I could still feel it. Eventually I'm going to have to just work through that pain, but
Yeah.
I feel like, I just need to keep it set for now and, give it time to heal. I need to practice patience.
Sure.
yeah, that's smart. I know it was really tough for me because they took almost over 8 months of physical therapy for me with my knee,
Wow.
and just trying to be patient with it. But you want to walk so bad, it was really frustrating. So
It sucks because, you're putting on the weight on the couch and like you want to drink to ease the pain and stuff. So how long has it been since you had your injury?
It was in, what was it? It was in July of 2018, so a little over 2 years now. I definitely have full range, which is I'm very grateful for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, still trying to put on muscle right now is still even, that's the part where I'm trying to practice patience because I want to be able to do what I was able to before. But, I just don't want to overdo it and then further injure myself.
Sure.
So.
You got to take it easy. So are you able to do bicycling or stair climbing, or is it...
I will go bicycling, but I'm a little bit hesitant now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I won't go 30 miles an hour down, 15th Street anymore, but I definitely like to participate in it. So try to get some of that weight off, from COVID, 19 pounds.
Yeah, the Corvid weight is real. I think a lot of people are feeling it.
Where'd Corvid come from? What is it?
It's a combination between Corona and COVID, right?
Oh.
Because it's COVID-19, coronavirus. Corvid.
What'd you call cablets the other week?
I call them cabbards.
Cabbards.
What's a cabbard?
It's a cabbard is a combination between a cabinet and a cupboard.
Yeah, he messed that up and then he rode with it.
First of all, I think it's a great word.
Cabbard.
Yeah.
It's a cabbard.
A
fucking cabbard.
It might hit off, yeah. A fucking cabbard.
Hashtag it. So, if you had to choose between being an animal, I'm going to give you two animals. Okay? So, you could be a squid, any size squid. Okay? So, there's no limit. Are you a giant squid? Are you a whatever squid? Any squid you want. Or would you rather be an octopus?
Oh. I mean, I feel like they have similar qualities. They're almost, but...
Kind of the same, a little different,
Yeah, but I'm wondering, which, more, I could be if I was, oh, man. Yeah, that's tough, because I want to be a predator, obviously, because I don't want to get, screwed over.
They're both predators.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm just, which one's more scary? Which one am I going to get more food with?
Probably the octopus is what I'm going to go with. As much as I like to eat that calamari, which I think is squid, if I know what I'm talking about, which I probably don't.
I think calamari is octopus.
No, calamari is squid.
Okay.
Don't argue with New Englanders.
Yeah, we know everything.
I'm going to get yelled at here. I can handle it, but I don't want to do it.
That calamari, that's that squid, bro.
Yeah.
Octopus, you can have it. I've seen it on menus, but I don't think it's calamari. So, to answer your question, what am I going to do? I'm probably going to be an octopus because I feel like that thing grabs on and it doesn't let go.
It's a little more intimidating, I feel like. As opposed to a squid, I just feel like it's kind of like a pansy predator.
But the squid has that too.
So.
Could be.
Like, the squid has the beak. And the squid,
yeah, definitely, in the middle of it.
The squid is super fast.
Terrifying.
I guess it does.
And it spits the oil.
Oh, that oil, that black, that black
squid
venom.
has that, or the octopus has that?
Do they both have that?
I thought the octopus had the teeth because if you look inside of it, it can attack its prey.
I know that I'm pretty sure squid has the oil.
So
because octopus can camouflage, like the octopus do all the color changing like chameleons and stuff.
Yeah, which would be better, for my prey, per se.
That's an interesting would you rather, Art.
I know.
So what did you choose?
Oh, I'm going to be the octopus, too. I think it's, a little bit more intimidating. A squid, I just feel like it's kind of like a pussy predator, so.
Really?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Squids are badass.
They're delicious.
The big ones, like the big, scary bastards.
But I was going to pick octopus, too.
Really? So that's a unanimous?
Because I think it's cool how they
octopus
how they grab the rocks and their skin changes and it gets different stuff on it and looks like the rocks. I would like to be unnoticed in my environment.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not too much of an introvert, but I feel like I would be if I was an octopus.
I feel like octopuses are probably pretty lonely.
When also octopus, they could like
they have their own solitude, life.
Fit through anything.
Yeah.
Because they're like.
I have seen that. Yeah.
They can move around.
Small, holes they just fit themselves in. Yeah.
They latch onto the old Titanic boats like a barnacle. They just kind of hang out.
No, but I think those are squids from the pirate ships. We're getting attacked. I think those are supposed to be squids because squids also have all the things that come out and have the suctions and whatnot.
Yeah, but so does an octopus.
Yeah.
Octopus has all that suction things on there.
They're kind of similar.
You think?
They are.
I need to look further
I don't know
into this.
aquatic life very well.
So one of our listeners out there is like, no.
Oh yeah, and someone's losing their mind right now.
Dumbasses.
Some marine biologist is these guys are idiots.
And just so everybody, all of our YouTube audience knows, we got a mock strike a long time ago for not ticking off the 18 or plus thing.
Right.
And so you cannot comment because it's one of those rules. Like if you get a warning strike or something, then like they turn off the comments.
Oh yeah, you're talking about our YouTube
so
channel.
if you're wondering why you can't comment on how ridiculous we look this week,
It's because YouTube has prohibited it
that's
for a
why.
little bit.
So I just want
you
to
got
throw
in
that
trouble.
disclosure
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, YouTube said, you know what, you guys are on time. We're in a timeout.
Yeah, we were
don't know how
doing
long it's gonna last.
18 plus things.
You're like
and-
grounded or something
Yeah.
right now. And
Yeah, we are. So yeah, for the listeners, like, why are comments turned off? It's because YouTube doesn't want you to comment on this channel. But that's okay because you can comment in other ways.
Exactly. So I'm going to introduce a new segment here.
Oh, the word of the week.
Yeah, word of the week. All
Oh,
right.
This is brand new.
Yes, fun facts.
All
okay.
right. So I'm going to ask you two what you think this word means.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm gonna fail this.
And
already.
then,
Yeah,
I'm
great.
going to go ahead.
Do well in
and-
English class, bro.
Perfect.
I took a little bit of the definition out there, so it's not a complete definition, but it'll help us get an idea.
Okay.
So it's edifice, edifice, edifice.
Take a shot at it.
Edifice. Can I have it used in a sentence?
Is it a
Yes.
noun, verb?
Yes. So, that is an edifice structure. I think I used it right.
I know. I don't want to say odd or bizarre because I don't really think it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Edifice. Yeah.
So edifice is a building. It's a word that describes a building, but not any building. It's a place of importance, like a mini temple. So it's not like a huge place so it's an edifice is basically like a church / temple structure that's not mega huge, but it has it's very important.
Okay, so it's a noun. It describes a structure. Edifice.
Yeah. Like a temple. All right.
I got
learned.
that one off
Now I
of Parks
know.
and Rec
We learned.
last night.
Parks and Rec?
I was watching Parks and
I was
Rec.
wondering how you were going to do the
Yeah,
word
I
of
was
the week.
wondering where that came
And
from. there.
Ron Swanson, he was like talking about how churches and blah blah blah. He's like they build the best edifices. And I was like, what is an edifice?
Like,
I'm like,
what did
that's the word of the week right there.
Edifice.
That's the one.
That's going
All
to
right.
stick.
That was good.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Speaking of structures getting a little bit in
Beirut?
the news, let's talk about Beirut. That was wild.
Crazy.
That was one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. I mean, when you talk about movies and like the shock waves and the explosions, that was it.
Oh, yeah. The video is nuts. I just
there-
saw it yesterday and I was like, holy shit.
I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
All the different things. Did you see the one of the girl in the wedding dress that was taking her wedding photos? And, she's posing, and then you just see her dress just...
Oh, my God.
It was nuts.
Good Lord.
So the bride was okay, but
She was fine.
They got
Oh,
hit.
good,
They got
okay, I was
hit
gonna
by the
ask.
shock wave.
The shock wave was so
Yeah.
intense. I mean, they said the shock wave was found for hundreds of miles from the Beirut port.
that it was heard in countries 200
yeah.
miles away.
Yeah, that's what I read too. And it was like almost like a small earthquake.
Yep.
Like a 4.5 or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
I would describe it as like a seismic event as far as like the loudness of the explosion is similar. Probably. to,
It
like, a
sounded pretty
volcano
gnarly.
going off.
Yeah.
Well, they said it was almost 3,000 tons of ammonium nitrate that exploded.
I believe
I
that's
think
it,
I mean
yeah.
2,700 somewhere. Don't quote me, but to put that in perspective, Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma 95, he used 2 tons of ammonium nitrate to blow up the Oklahoma City structures. So you're talking thousands of times that amount.
Yeah, you're only talking like probably 20 semi truckloads, if not
ammonium
more.
nitrate.
Oh, my God.
It was incredible.
That's a lot. Yeah. I
Yeah.
didn't realize the amount of it, but.
Yeah, it's the devastation is very real.
So it just makes you wonder, like, how many other, chemical or compounds are like that are flammable are just sitting there in storage facilities that, have had lackadaisical maintenance and upkeep. Like, how much of that risk is out there? Mm-hmm. Did a lot of people die in that explosion?
Yeah, I think the death toll's closing in on 100. A lot of people are injured.
Yeah, a lot of injured people. Yeah. Crazy.
Well, hearts out to Beirut.
Oh, yeah,
hearts
for
out
sure.
to Beirut for overcoming that.
Beirut port's feeling that for sure. We still don't know all the facts on it. I mean, we're speculating. We know it was ammonium nitrate that exploded, but we don't know why. Why did it come to that?
Yeah.
I heard that it was like not maintained well, or
But there was obviously a fire of some sort to ignite it all.
a huge fire.
I mean, because you saw in the video, a structure was burning in the distance that people were taking from their balconies. And you just see, and I also heard because there's so much humidity in the Beirut area, that cloud that you saw take over the atmosphere was all the humidity, from the initial explosion, the shockwave, the
Yeah.
humidity basically concentrated itself around and then went out.
Yeah.
Which was pretty crazy.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. It looked like a small napalm went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it was one of the biggest explosions I think we've seen in modern history.
And plus, it's just in the middle of a pandemic right now. It's just, those people are going to be. I just feel so bad,
Well, and they also are there. I mean, like most countries, there's racial equalities, there's inequalities. Sorry, racial inequalities. There's police violence. I mean, they're every country's kind of getting rocked right now. Like I know this was heavy. I haven't seen any of this in the news, but like northern South America, like a couple of those countries up in that region were like having, like Venezuela, like we're having like these huge like revolutions and this and that, where like Russia's getting involved and all this other stuff, like trying, like the world is in turmoil right now, and it's probably always been, there's always conflict, but with like social media and modern news outlets, it's it's all there, and it's
right in your face.
But it's interesting, like what they decide to cover, like what gets swept underneath the rug, even though it's still happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the lamestream media really has they have a specific agenda, I feel like. I mean, I don't side with one party or the other, but the media just doesn't. Every time I tune in, it's like, we're going to look over here, look over here. Don't worry about what's going on over here.
Yeah.
It just seems very opinionated, very propaganda-driven. I don't like to listen to a lot of it. If I'm going to look at a news article, I like to read 7 different sources.
Yeah, just to make sure your facts are, legit.
Yeah, because, I mean, a lot of it's opinionated, so, I don't know, it's just tough. There's so much clickbait in the world now.
Yeah.
I fall for all the time. You see a headline, oh, it must be true. And then you look at it, and it's a bunch of bullshit.
Like, why did I even click on this? This is even like a reputable source.
Right. Yeah.
And I hate the websites where it's like, check out our list, and then they make you they show you one thing, and then they make you click onto the next page because they're click hungry, and they can't put it all on one freaking page for us to read. Like, I'm never gonna click through those things.
Oh, I hate them. Yeah, it's like, oh, here's 10 things to do to lower your cholesterol, because I have high cholesterol, right? So I'll pull up the page, and then it's like, okay, here's step 1. Now look at all these ads. Hit the next button. Watch more ads. It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Well, yeah, even Kevin sent me a thing on the bride.
Oh, in Beirut.
And he like sent me a link, and I was like, dude, I'm not gonna watch it on this website because it's trying to give me cookies. Yeah. It's trying to check my cookies.
Oh yeah.
And so he sent me another link that didn't have the cookies, and I was like, all right, I'll eat it.
I did you a solid.
You did. So
that's what friends are
Sonya, since we're kind of talking about the world, everything of that nature, if you could give humanity a piece of advice to help excel people individually, what would you tell the world? What would you tell people to help themselves?
I don't want to sound like lame or, I just think that being nice to people is going to make a really big difference. Yeah, I just think that we're kind of like a hateful culture, and we kind of like strive off of, kind of like demeaning or, belittling people, I think. And I think just being like kind to one another, especially right now with the BLM movement and what have you, I think is definitely really essential. I think, just trying to be up on your research on things, trying to take care of your, love thy neighbor. Not that I'm a huge Christ follower, but I think it's just really simple to be said, I think a lot of the issues that we have nowadays could be avoided if people would just get their heads out of their asses and would just be nice to one another.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, we're seeing a time of social division like none other, I feel like. I mean, it's almost like we're in a mini civil war.
At this, right now, especially, 2020 has just been so wild. So.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. The division, the propaganda, the social media, the what side are you on, all this bullshit. We've lost touch with caring for people. We're all humans at the end of the day.
And it's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. When we put it that way, it is simple. But people are so like, what team are you on? You believe this? Well, I'm not going to associate with you. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. How do you change that, though? How do we change it, if we can?
So I mean, fundamentally, people have to understand that there's differences. If you can't approach a subject without understanding that there's different viewpoints, then you're going to have friction with whatever you're going at. So it's one of those things where it's like, you don't have to understand it through and through, but you can still respect it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here. I just kind of tore down my own point there because I was thinking about the Confederate flag. Like I don't respect that flag. Like I do on it, like, so there's some things out there.
You understand why it's there, but the reason behind it.
I get why it's there. But I don't know. I guess I just put myself in a corner. But it's a good philosophy to have. Like if you don't understand something completely, you can still have respect for it. Like I don't understand why people vote the way they do, but you can still have respect to for that person in order to like, you know, give them the time to talk to you about it. And like, we don't always have to agree about everything. Like, I never expect people to agree with me on everything. I think that's a ridiculous thought. Like,
It's a ridiculous expectation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We have to have disagreement, I think, amongst
and I'm happy
humans.
to agree to disagree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, you have your opinion, I have mine, and I'm glad that we could talk about it.
Oh, yeah. See, and us New Englanders, we know everything. So we're used to disagreeing with a lot of people.
Exactly.
You know, and I say that sarcastically, of course.
funny.
You know,
That's what New England's all about, is sarcasm. I know. I come across like a bitch half the time. Like,
Yeah.
what'd you say to me? I'm like, I'm just from Maine, never mind.
yeah, I get the same thing. Like, what's this
Back
guy's
up 2
problem?
steps.
Oh, I'm just from New England. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, it's okay to have difference of opinions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously we understand we have the BLM movement. We have defunding the police. There's a lot of things people are very passionate about. You know, I'm a Second Amendment guy. I love my guns. I don't want that infringed upon. But I'm also open to hearing different angles and opinions and
Yeah.
sitting down and talking about it. It doesn't mean, you know, people automatically put you in a box. Oh, you believe this way? You must believe this entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we need to somehow get away from that and just really look. And that's the problem with the two-party system that we have when it comes down to it. You know, you're put in this box. Are you on this team or this team? I'm not on either team.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of both.
Yeah, exactly. No, I can totally attest to that because I'm a, medical marijuana patient, but I also like to have a gun.
Sure.
Until recently, actually, you weren't even allowed to have a gun in the state of Colorado, or you couldn't buy a handgun and have a concealed permit. I think you still can actually, but I know you couldn't have a gun at all.
if you're a medical
marijuana
okay.
patient, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Because,
they had to-
apparently, I'm going to get stoned and shoot someone.
But
Yep.
if you're drinking handles weekly and
You can
booze,
carry
like
guns.
Carry a gun.
there's no. So we talked a little bit about that last week. Like, why is there this huge division? Like, why is marijuana a Schedule 1 federal like illegal substance, but then booze, which is abused by most people, why is that so normalized?
It's tough to say, really. I mean, I couldn't quite tell you, but
Yeah. It's amazing how it's looked at. I mean,
Just don't understand.
a lot of people that were against cannabis legislation and still are the same guys that go home at night and get hammered on whiskey and scotch.
right, and then they hit their wives, and they're
Right.
coming back to work saying, those potheads are ruining America, but let's look at the real picture.
Yep, exactly. And it all ties into what we said earlier. I mean, anything in moderation is okay, but we need to federally reschedule marijuana. You know, I've said that since day one. It needs to be in the same category as alcohol and tobacco before we can really start making some legit progress on this thing. And it's going to be so profitable at the same time, the taxation.
Oh, yeah, it's
the
done so
business
much for
opportunities.
Colorado,
Huge,
absolutely. Oh, yeah,
huge.
Maine's had medical marijuana since '99, and we still have potholes.
has?
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, we're
Maine's
like
pretty liberal.
one of the
Oh,
oldest
really?
ones. Yeah, absolutely.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Maine
I
weed
thought
is
CO was
tight.
the first to do it.
No, I mean, they've had, yeah. I mean, I think they're the first ones to legalize it recreationally.
Okay.
But Maine had it for medical since the 90s. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, we've been, like,
Okay.
in the game for a while, but we still have potholes where you lose a Volkswagen in them,
Yeah.
So, we're
Oh,
just,
yeah.
Well, it's because you guys have the bad winters out there.
Well, yeah, plus the tow trucks are going to rip up them friggin' floors, the roads down there.
Yeah. And then the frost heaves. You got to know about the frost heaves, right? You're from New England.
What's a frost heave?
So a frost heave, I mean, maybe that's a New Hampshire term. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's where the
New Hampshire's like the Alabama of New England, so
we're the true rednecks of New England.
say that with love.
Of course. And I.
No,
hey,
you should clown on him more. We can take it.
Guilty as charged. But I'll say this: a frost heave is where the road, usually on a 2-lane road, you'll see it swells, so you get a bump over it.
Yeah.
So you're essentially like heaving through these 2-lane roads, and they're called frost heaves because the cold and the heat causes it to bump.
Oh, yeah, because
A good New Hampshire joke is the frost heave long jump. You're cruising down the road and you get air off that fucker.
yeah, because
So,
you're just going to your grandma's house.
yeah, you're going to grandma's for supper. So
Chowder.
a little bit of chowder. Yeah, I love chowder. So, I could talk New England culture all night.
I
but
know. I could talk about the seafood there, especially. Oh, my God.
It's delicious.
Sucks that you have a shellfish allergy.
It's gotten better in my older age, though. My dad grew out of it, too. My dad had a shellfish allergy. He doesn't have it anymore.
Oh,
so.
really? See, I find that as I'm getting older, I'm starting to have a little sensitivity to lobster.
Really?
Oh, yeah, because I'll go back home and have a lobster roll, and it'll be in and out within an hour.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so you get uncomfortable.
Yes, I wouldn't say I
Yes.
have like any allergy, like you have the
Yeah.
experiences there, but it's
Maybe
definitely
it's the butter.
It could also be that
you know?
because there's quite a bit that comes in.
A lot.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on where you're going, of course, but for the most part, it's going to be drenched in butter. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a big butter guy.
come on, guy.
I'm not a big butter guy. Like I like to use
It's
half the
wicked
amount
good.
of butter.
It's wicked good.
You know,
You got to have it on your popcorn, though.
yeah, a little bit.
A little bit?
I do like popcorn, but I've heard that the microwavable popcorn is no good for you. Like,
Yeah.
like you shouldn't eat that, but like,
The stovetop is good though.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
Jiffy Pop.
like, but is other food fine out of the microwave then? Like, why is is it the bag that makes it bad?
I think the
That it
microwave
cooks
itself
them?
is bad, right? I mean, I don't microwave anything, to be honest. I'm like
Really?
one of those hippies. Yeah, I just will put it like on the stovetop and
What's
heat
your
it up.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I make a mean chicken cordon bleu.
Ooh.
It will fuck your world up. Excuse
Really?
me. I'm just saying it's gonna really destroy. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have a secret. I have a secret that I do, but I can't tell your fans because they gotta have the mystery.
But
there,
they need the measurements too. Like, can't you just give us a clue? Like, without the measurements?
Now, are you like old school with it? Like you take
Panko
the chicken
crust, is that what it
breast
is?
and you wrap everything around it. You go
Oh yeah,
legit.
I'll hammer the shit out of it,
Oh, yeah.
flatten it out, and then just get some panko and some Italian, put a little red pepper in there, salt it up.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and you got to make sure it's nice and breaded there. Pop it in the oven for a bit. You cut it so it has that kind of the cheese comes out, and then sometimes I like to put
Salivating.
Not good for my
Gruyere in
cholesterol.
there
Sounds
instead
so
of-
good, though.
I know. I was gonna say, is your heart gonna be okay after that?
I don't think so, but it sounds delicious.
It's incredible. I'm really proud of that dish, to be honest. So
Mm.
yeah, I dated a guy that really wanted to have that dish, and then I mastered it. So wife me up.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's is that gonna be your hashtag for the episode? Hashtag wife me up.
Hashtag wife me up.
Okay.
Yeah. Hashtag chicken cordon bleu.
Hashtag chicken cordon bleu.
Hashtag bitches wish they knew.
Cordon bleu, the girl for you.
The girl. Oh shoot.
There
That's
you
my
go.
rap name. I
All
do,
right.
yeah.
Cordon bleu?
I do love shitty raps, so that'd be a really good shitty rap name. Like I love the baby, so yeah, I would definitely just roll up on that. Chicken cordon bleu, the girl. That'd be really cool. I gotta write that down. Thank you for that great idea. Now I'll meet the baby and we'll have a single together probably. So
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
So I gotta thank you in the long run.
Hey, it's always good to be appreciative.
Oh yeah.
You know.
See, yes, exactly.
I didn't become who I was by myself. It was my crew. It was my friends and family. Like, so being from Colorado, like, we don't have an accent out here. Like, we're just kind of bland, plain Coloradans. And
I wouldn't say you're bland and plain, but there's no, you're not dropping your eyes.
yeah. So
Which is fine.
I had
Stress the O's a little
I had
bit, I feel
friends
like.
that
Yeah.
came from Queens, New York. So I feel like I picked up that accent. Obviously, Kevin from the Northeast and friends from New Orleans. So I feel like my lingo, it's not faked because I imitate the people that I like. People mimic people that they like.
Yeah.
It happens naturally. So I just talk like this.
Wait, like what?
Like how we've been talking.
Like this?
Yeah, because I bet you there's other people from Colorado that don't sound anything like I sound like.
It might be
because
like-
the people that they grew up around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where are you from in Colorado? It might be like different in different regions too, because I know that's the case for Maine. So
Yeah, it's definitely the case for New England as
yeah,
well.
once you
just
get
in general.
like closer to Canada is when you start to really not understand people.
Yeah, they get that northern accent. Put the motor in the boat. You get a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's a little bit like Canadian, like mixed with Boston,
Right.
in the middle. That's where I'm from. Technically, it's called Down East. Down East Maine. It's like a mix of Canada and Boston, right in the middle there.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, maybe in Colorado they might have like different, dialects, I guess, if you will.
They could. Yeah, I mean, but it's just there's not many people that like are from here. So like how do you test that?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
ask your ancestors.
It's I'm curious about the raw, because that's my last name is Raw, and it's like I'm kind of curious, like
Like RAW.
with an E at the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Like-
it's with the silent E.
It's raw.
Yeah, and like I'm curious, like to do the what is the test called again?
Or
Like
the ancestry test or whatever.
Yeah,
like
or
the
some-
23andMe.
Yeah, 23andMe.
Yeah, that's
that's
what
the
it
one
is.
I was thinking about. My girlfriend did it, and she's 1% African American, and she's now my African princess.
You big booty bitch.
I'm about it. Yes.
I'm gonna have to
that's
take that.
interesting. Yeah, you never know otherwise. So
Yeah. I'd be interested to take that. I think for the most part, I'm Polish. I know I'm a little bit of, a little bit of that European, and who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like already know my ancestors for the most part. I know I'm Native American and French, but I'm curious what else could be mixed in the.
Didn't you say
Who knows?
Greece?
So, but it's actually my stepdad was like my father growing up. So I always say that I have a little bit of Greek in me, but technically not.
It's personality driven.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly especially how I was raised. I kind of had that like Greek culture growing up, with my mother and my stepfather Dave, so I just kind of always took on like especially like the Greek family and what have you. I met Greeks, Dave's mother and what have you, and they're all about big fat Greek weddings, and they got some wah-wah for ya ya, which I still don't know what that means. I still have no idea. I think it's water for your mouth, but I couldn't tell you. I don't have a Greek dictionary.
Can you say it again?
Wah-wah for ya ya.
Okay, I like that.
Probably means a couple things.
Yeah, it could
yeah.
be. It depends on if you're, if you're in trouble or
it's
not.
It's like the word fuck. It depends how you use it in the sentence.
There's so many ways to use it.
It's all about tone at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
And delivery.
That is funny.
So I still kind of use it from this, but you don't really know what it means.
Sure. Yep.
I guess it's kind of like New England culture anyways. Wicked pissa, for instance.
Oh, wicked pissa.
I'm going to take a wicked pissa once we're done here.
And this
For
podcast
real.
was a wicked pissa, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely. It's going to keep going.
Yeah.
Man.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's always fun to sit down with a lot of different people from around the country, and man, it's just been fun. We have so many cool people come down here and chat with us, and I'm glad you found us on. I think it was Instagram where you first started following us. And
Exactly. Yeah, because Mikey was on. Just had to tune on in and see what you guys are all about.
The New England culture reached some more. It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful thing indeed.
Well, hell yeah. I mean, it's cool that. Thanks for coming. It's nice to be able to, with the modern days, screens are in faces, and it's nice to like have conversations with people, and that's kind of what goes with the name. It's a discussion combustion, and it's it's just fun, to because you don't have these kind of these interactions that frequently in modern society where people just sit down, feel each other's energy, and just kind of shoot the shit.
Yeah.
And so. Every Wednesday, it's a great release for me. Like, I'm thankful to be able to do this and to have great guests like you and great co-hosts like Kevin. And it's wild to see where the world's gonna go, how it's gonna progress, and where humanity's gonna be. In the future. It's just I don't know. I kind of go on my little rants sometimes, like where it's a wide variety. It's like it's a spectrum thought.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing. That's okay. It's good to show gratitude and appreciation. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you had to have a slogan, if you created a hashtag for yourself, what's your hashtag?
Chicken cordon bleu. Oh man. I mean, I totally associate, because my name's Sonya, I totally associate with like the Sonya Blade, mentality, finish them. But oh man, I've never had that question presented to me before, so it'd be tough. I mean, I could just sound cheesy and be like, be kind. Drink wine or something, whatever. But that's a good one. I have to think about that and see where it goes. For now, it's definitely Sonny's chicken cordon bleu.
Okay.
For you.
That's good. That's a good one. And then what you say? Hashtag wife it up or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
we can keep going. We can keep bantering all night long, really. But just got to make sure the chicken cordon bleu is in there somehow so DaBaby can find me.
I'm gonna be craving that chicken cordon
Never
bleu now.
understood that rapper name though.
I really don't know. It's so horrible,
Hey,
but I love
but
it.
respect. He's making money. So.
I know.
Hey.
That's why I got mad respect. So.
Give credit when credit's due, right?
Exactly.
We wouldn't be where we're at without the haters, because
That's right.
if it wasn't for negativity, then life would just be fluff. Sometimes you got to catch a rib cage. You got to catch that hit.
That's right.
To the kidney. If you're not getting beat down, then how do you know how resilient you are? If you're not taking licks, then how are you going to have any taste? You know what I'm saying?
You got to break a kneecap sometimes and figure out what you want to do with your life.
That's
it.
Yeah,
That's it.
How are you going to handle the injury?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. If anyone's out there this week having a tough time and you're dealing with a mental thing that you're trying to overcome, you're dealing with the physical obstacle you're trying to overcome, a problem at work you're trying to overcome, be thankful for that issue, because honestly, problems are opportunities to overcome the problems. If you look at every single problem, every single issue, like, this is an opportunity for me to overcome this, and that becomes your mentality, then that's going to create strength. That's going to create meaning behind the issue. It's gonna make it more than a problem. It's gonna make it something that builds you. So problems are opportunities. That's how I want to close it out this week.
Problems are opportunities. I like it.
Yeah, it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger.
That's right.
Yeah.
Life experiences.
It's wicked smart.
That's wicked smart for sure. I don't like listening to problems. I embrace solutions. Right. So we're all going to go through hard times. That's a part of life. When you get knocked down 7 times, you get up 8. That's the way it goes. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're at. This 2020 year has reminded all of us that shit can get real. Shit can get fucked up real quick. But it's how we're going to adapt and overcome.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done that.
Yeah, I feel like that might, a little bit at least. I know there's a lot of people have had, life, kick them multiple times, and they've gotten back up, and it's been a lot, more difficult for them. But I'm grateful for where I'm at right now and the, struggles I've had in the past and I've overcome, obviously made me a stronger individual now. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Not gonna hate what makes you. So.
That's right. Lean into the wind. Don't let the wind knock you over. Enjoy the journey. Don't worry about the destination. Let's just enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and level your expectations. Like, it's easy to start getting disappointed about, like, I didn't do this right, or dang, I failed at that. Like, level your expectations. Like, I've full-heartedly accepted the fact that failure is a part of my life. I'm going to fail at something at some point in time, and I'm going to fail again in the future at some point in time. That's part of it. And so you got to embrace and love that, because if I can create a perspective that helps myself, deal with whatever it is, then individually, like, I'm going to be a happier person because I'm expecting problems to come up. I'm happy to take that on. Like, I know it's not going to be perfect. I don't want perfection. I want real life. And so that's just where I'm at with it, man. I truly, like, with this injury, putting on extra weight, feeling like I was drinking too much, like it can take a toll, and like, that's part of it is paying toll and moving through it. You just gotta keep going on, and that's why, like, I always like to say, believe and achieve your goals. Believe and achieve what you want to accomplish. Take time, take a thought to think of what you actually need to do. Believe it's going to happen. Believe it's already accomplished, and achieve it. Make it happen.
That's it, man. You got to own it. You got to let a rip tater chip, as we like to say, and you got to let a rip tater chip. This has been a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming down and chatting with us.
Pleasure having you.
Yeah, thanks for having
Great
me.
energy.
Yeah, nice to have some New England energy in the building. So.
Yeah, it's always fun. That accent kind of comes out a little bit more the more I get around it.
This is you two.
I know.
I'm starting to do it over here.
Your poor girlfriend's gonna be like, "What the hell are you saying to me tonight?" Well, I want some steam mash with your mother.
And that's why I love New England.
Yeah.
We're great people. So once again, Sonya, it was a great conversation.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, we'll have you on again in the future. To down the road,
repeat guest.
Another repeat guest.
We do
repeat guest.
We like repeat guests, because then people, you've been on the show now. You come in, and it's just another conversation. It's like a follow up. People want to see what's happening with you. What's changed.
I'm down with it. Count me in.
And thanks for supporting Discussion Combustion here. And all the listeners, as you guys know, you can follow us on all social media platforms. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And you can never, Miss Arthur and I just sitting here doing a little bantering, because some weeks we get a little wild. Some weeks we have some people in the studio we have a lot of fun with. It's just a lot of good times, man.
And if you're into that super uncut, check out Patreon.
Because
we get wild for the pre-show.
Patreon.
We act stupid on the pre-show.
/DCPC Patreon. If you want to buy a shirt, go to teespring.com/DCPC. Get some merch. Support us. We love you guys. It's the reason we do this every week. Sonya, once again, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So much fun. We love you guys. We'll see you back here next week. We got Young Kim back in the building for episode 62. It's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate y'all.